We all have played those mobile games that are less game and more ads. I wanted to make sure that this game doesn't become one of those. So when it came time to add ads to the game, I wanted to make sure that I was balancing ads with the gameplay. I was also thinking about the other ways I could monetize this game. I could make it a paid app. But unless the game is providing a very narrative driven experience, players expect a free mobile game. So my only option to monetize was to add advertisements. Multiple case studies show that rewarded ads do much better than the normal ones in terms of player experience. Rewarded ads are the ones that give you an extra life, bonus points, or some other reward for watching the ad. So this is what I came up with. While playing the game, you get one undo move. And if you use that one, you can watch an ad to get another one. So the player can get a maximum of 2 undos per level. The second thing I added is, if you fall short of moves, you can get an extra 2 moves at the end of the level by watching an ad. So the rewards I added were to help players complete levels. One thing I wanted to steer clear from was making a level so tough or almost impossible that the player is forced to watch an ad. Another thing I had to keep in mind was that an ad might not be available. So the game cannot rely on these rewarded ads for the completion of a level. The player has the choice of watching these ads for rewards. But if they go too long without needing any help, the game will play a video ad, also known as an interstitial ad. So for every 3 new levels, the game will show an ad. And if the player is just retrying a level, it will take 5 retries of a level before an interstitial ad is shown. If the player ends up watching a rewarded ad, the counter is reset and the game won't play any interstitial ads until the limit is hit again. I believe this is a good balance. One thing I knew I wouldn't add are banner ads. In my opinion, they look very intrusive and take away from the experience of the game. When I went to implement the ads, I thought it would be a daunting task and take a while. But I was pleasantly surprised. Unity has made it extremely easy. Here's how to add ads in a few steps in Unity 2020. I'm specifically using Unity 2020.1.3 F1. Go to the Services tab. Click the General Settings. Select your organization, click Create Project ID, choose if your app will be primarily targeted towards children under the age of 13, and save the settings. Move to the Ads setting tab, turn on ads, install the latest version of the ads package. Enable test mode while using it in the editor. It will also generate IDs for Android and iOS, and we will need that in a second. Make a new script. Declare 2 strings. These will be used to store the Android and iOS IDs. Declare another 2 strings that will be used to store the ad IDs. Declare the last variable needed. It will store the platform for when we are testing in the editor. In the start method, check if the application is not running in the editor. If it is not running in the editor, use application.platform to get the current platform. Next, we have to initialize the advertisements. Check for the platform, and depending on the platform, we want to call advertisement.initialize and pass the corresponding ID. After this, we have to go to the Unity dashboard from the Services window. Navigate to the Monetization tab in the dashboard and then go to Placements. In the placements, you will see Unity already created 2 ads for us. One is a video ad and one is a rewarded ad. If you click on them, you will see the placement IDs. This is how Unity differentiates between the different kinds of ads. Copy the IDs for both and paste it in the respective string variables we created before. Next, add a new function. This function will play the interstitial ad. Check if the ad is ready using advertisement.ready and passing the interstitial ad ID. And if it is, call the show function passing the same ID. We want to do the same thing with the rewarded ad and change the ad ID. The last step is to reward the player if they watch the rewarded ad. For this, you will have to implement an interface called iUnity Ads Listener. You will have to call all the functions from this interface to implement it. Quick tip, in Visual Studio you can use the shortcut Ctrl Dot to implement the interface. Now there are 4 empty functions. In the function on Unity ads did finish, we will add the reward. The others can be empty. Create a switch statement for the show result variable that is passed in as the argument. In the case show result.finished, we want to check if the ad that was watched was the rewarded ad using the placement ID argument. If it was, you can reward the player here. Call whatever function needed, F for extra lives, bonus points, etc. And that's it. Now you can call the play ads function and it will show the ad. It was that easy. The ads are implemented and calling the play ads function shows the Unity test ad screen. And it is working perfectly. I was pretty excited after I got this implemented. I wrapped this up and I called it a night. Next week I'll be working on adding analytics and tracking to the game.